Hello everyone and welcome to Math Cure's IGCSE Maths course. Today we're looking at Section A, Lesson 7, Fractions Part 2. I would highly recommend that you look at Fractions Part 1 if you've not seen our video yet. Okay, so today's agenda. So first of all, we're going to look at common denominators. Then we're going to look at adding and subtracting fractions. Then we're going to look at fractions of a number. Then we're going to look at expressing something as a fraction. Okay, so let's start. So common denominators. So writing fractions with common denominators is very helpful when we are adding, subtracting, and putting fractions in order of size. The denominator is the bottom of a fraction. Okay, so as you see from the picture, the denominator is the bottom of the fraction. So, thus to make some fractions have common denominators, we need to make them have the same numbers on the bottom. So you kind of work that out from the name. Common means the same denominator, the bottom of the fraction, so the same bottom of the fraction. So if you don't know how to do that, don't worry, I'm going to go through that in a second. So common denominators is continued. So to make fractions have common denominators, multiply the top and bottoms of the fraction by the same number. For example, this is a question here. Write 8/3 and 5/4 with common denominators. If you know what to do, go ahead and do it. If you don't, pause the video and I'll go through it in a second. Alright, so what you do is find the lowest common multiple of the two numbers, the two denominators. So the lowest common multiple of 3 and 4 is 12. Okay, so that's the lowest common number they have. If you don't know what the LCM is, go look at the video on that. So to get 3 to 12, we multiply by 4. To get 4 to 12, we multiply by 3. If we multiply the bottom of the fraction by a number, we have to do that to the top as well. So in the end, what we get is 32 twelfths and 15 twelfths, because we're doing 8/3 times 4 on the top and bottom, which gives us 32 twelfths. And then we do 5/4 times 3 on the top and bottom, and we'll get 15 twelfths. Okay, well done if you got that right. So here's a question for you to try. Write 8/3 and 12/5 with common denominators and in order of size. So you'll clearly be able to see which one's bigger once you write them with common denominators. You probably can't tell right now. Right, go. Okay, so here's the answer. So the lowest common multiple of 3 and 5 is 15. Again, if you don't know what to do there, just go look at the video on that, where I explain how to do that. So multiply 8 and 3, which is the left the fraction 8/3, by 5 to get the bottom to 15th. Yep, and then multiply 12 and 5 by 3 to get the bottom to 15. That will give us 40 15ths and 36 15ths. And you can clearly see that 40 15ths is the greatest and 36 15ths is the lowest. Well done if you got that right. So, adding and subtracting fractions. Right, now that you know what to do with common denominators, this is really easy. So, once the fractions have common denominators, all you need to do is simple addition or subtraction with the numerators, which is the top of the fraction. So here are some examples. So we've got 1/2 plus 1/3 equals 5/6. So how do we know that 1/2 plus 1/3 equals 5/6? Well, what we do is we write the fractions with common denominators. So what we'll get is we'll get 3/6 plus 2/6, okay? And then all we have to do is add the numerators to the tops. Then we'll have 3/6 plus 2/6, which gives us 5/6. Okay, for the other example, we've got 1/3 plus 1/4, and we've already been through that the lowest common multiple of 3 and 4 is 12. So what we have to do there is multiply the left numbers by 4 and the right ones by 3 to give us 7/12. And here's another example, which is exactly the same, except for its subtraction. Okay, so yeah, that's quite simple as well. Just get them have common denominators, then subtract the numbers. Okay, so here's a question for you. Two-part question here. Good luck. I know you can do it. All right, pause the video and then I'll go through it. Good luck. All right, so the lowest common multiple of 5 and 2 is 10. the lowest common multiple of 5, 2, and 10 is 10, because we've got three numbers here, so we have to make them all have common denominators. So we put them all with common denominators. So 11 fifths we multiply by 2, which gives us 22 tenths. 15 tenths, okay. So we need, 3 halves we need to multiply by 5, which gives us 15 tenths. 4 tenths is already fine. So all we have to do is add the numerators. So we've got 15 plus 22 minus 4, which gives us 33. And our answer is 3310. So brilliant job there if you got that right. So fractions of a number. Multiply the to write a multiply the number by the top of the fraction and divide it by the bottom. Don't know what that means? Just have a look at this example. So what is 7 tenths of 300? So you could get a question like that in the exam. So all you have to do is multiply the number, which is 300, by the top of the fraction, which is 7. So 300 times 7, which gives us 2,100. Then you have to divide it by the bottom, which is 10. So then we'll get 210. So 7 tenths of 300 is 210. Well done, you've got that right. So expressing as a fraction. This is really simple, but essential for you to know. So here's a question, and I'm going to go through you just so you can see what to do. Write 360 as a fraction of 30. So in the question, it's asking us to write it as a fraction of 30. So this is really simple. All you have to do is divide 360 by 30. And that will give us, if you simplify down, 12 over 1, okay? And we could just write 12 here, but it's asking for us to write it as a fraction, so we'll leave that as 12 over 1. Always remember to cancel down. You will not get all the marks if you write 360 divided by 30. You need to cancel down. Great work. So, thanks for watching this video. I hope it was helpful. If you're confused about anything, please ask a question in the comments, which I'll try to answer as soon as possible. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Thanks.